Welcome back to another episode of the Brown Sugar Cafe podcast, the place where poetry meets conversation. I'm your host, Terrence P. Elmore, and before we get into today's topic, make sure you hit that plus sign so you don't miss an episode. Also, please subscribe to my blog, thebrownssugarcafe.blog, and if you find any value in this episode or any other episodes, make sure you leave a heartfelt review. So with that being said, let's get to it. Welcome back to another episode. I hope that you all are doing well. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope that this episode finds you in a good space. I know everything is looking real heavy right now, but there is some sunshine on the other side of the rain. We have another special guest, you all. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Alvin Allen. I'm a CTE consultant for Richland School District 1, an author, motivational speaker. I do just a whole lot of plethora of things. I wear many hats. That's what I tell people. I wear many hats. I do the numeracy in the district. I love writing books. I got a YouTube little video with kids that basically acted out the books. The 3 books I wrote a book series, and then I had kids acted out as a YouTube series. So I got my hand in all kind of stuff. I got a nonprofit called Building Legacy, where I got 15 boys I mentor from 8th grade all the way up to now they're in 11th, but they started with me since the 5th grade, and they will be with me till they graduate high school. So I just wear many hats.
Man, wow. Hey, I think this is the first time I actually had a guest really go into what they do. Normally people try to be, I do this and do that. But hey, man, brag, tell people what you do. This
Right,
platform is for you to talk about yourself, man.
right, definitely.
Man, like I didn't even know you did all those things. First of all, how did you get into education?
Man, it was crazy because I went to school. I went to South Carolina State University. I graduated in computer science with a minor in math. So I came up to Columbia and I had a job doing programming for a company called Express Software. The company went out of business. I was without a job for like 3-4 months. My homegirl was like, yo, you know you can teach since you got a minor in math. So I was like, for real? And she was like, yeah. So that's how I got in education. Wow. So I got in it through unemployment. I had no other job. Nothing else was out there. So I was like, yo, let me try my hand at teaching. So I got in it, and I started my first school was at Lower Richland High School in Richland 1.
Oh, high school, man. What was that experience like?
Like I tell people, I have a lot of accolades I have accomplished over the years, but it didn't come without struggle. Like my first year teaching, I quit after the 3rd week.
Ooh.
Like the kids beat me down. Like
yeah,
I'm here to say it. Like they beat me down. I'm talking about they were so great the first 2 weeks. So I didn't go to school for teaching. So the first 2 weeks they were great. That 3rd week, man, they already done tested me out. They're like, oh, we got a sucker. And when I say they put it on me, I called the assistant principal. I told the assistant principal, I ain't coming back here. I quit. So so I stayed out of work for like 3 weeks, and they was calling me. The principals at Lower Ridge was calling me, and they was like, man, come on back. We're going to give you a lot of support you need. Because like I told them, I don't know nothing about no classroom management. When we went to school, everybody listened to the teacher. The teacher said, sit down, they sit down. It wasn't like that. But they convinced me to come back after them 3 weeks. And I ain't gonna lie, they supported me a lot.
Yeah.
They supported me a lot after that. And 22 years later.
Yeah, hey, because when you said high school, I even heard horror stories from people who went to school for education and started off in high school. It was just like, man, I probably should have did like middle, elementary.
Middle. I did middle after I taught that 1 year high school, I taught in Florida at middle school for 2 years. Then I came and taught at Kelly Mill Middle School in Richland 2 for a year. And then I went to the real middle school. I went to Alcor Middle School. And we talking about this the early 2000s.
Yeah.
It was a whole different world. But you know what? Those kids gave me the tools I need to be successful here on out. Like, because when I came there, like the scores was in the dump for math. Like it was like 30 something percent passing math.
Oh
After
wow.
my
Yeah.
first year, I took my kids up to 75%. After the
Wow.
next year, it was 85. Next year, 95. Then 6 years in a row, I was 100%. They passing everything. Like
Yeah.
so in the hood. So you if you know anything about
Yeah.
Alcorn back in the
Yeah.
day, I was there in the hood and those kids were successful. So they taught me a whole lot. They taught me that, people bring a lot of stuff to the table, but at the end of the day, if you crack that shell and get to the heart of them and you build a relationship, they'll run through a brick wall for you. So I I learned that through them. Like kids don't care nothing about what you know or what you want to teach them until you know them.
That's true.
That's
Facts.
that's facts. And I think
Facts.
that's just about anybody in life. They
Yeah.
don't care what you're saying unless you know them got some type of relationship. You just like in one ear out the other.
Yeah, especially with school, because a lot of kids don't really care about school just in general.
Right,
And it's like, I'm here and who are you? Like, why should I care? But when you reach them and you could actually show them like you care about them and
right.
show them that they have potential, that means a lot to bring up that math percentage so high and then consecutively. And I just feel like, man, and I know you probably said this before, like just losing that job was the best thing that could have happened.
Right.
Like for you and your students.
Right, right. It was, and I think I found my calling. Because I left Perry. I mean, when I was at Alcorn, I taught at. I went to Perry for like 6 years. I taught at Gibbs, so I taught at Sanders. So I stayed in our communities, and I did numbers. All the schools I was at was 100%. Once I got there, they wasn't there. They wasn't 100 till I got there. Then I took them to 100
Yeah.
in
Wow.
passing rate. So I mean, but I love seeing our kids flourish especially when people say they can't because of their background, because their environment, because they come with so many other issues. Their parents might don't have an educational background. So they have a lot of obstacles in the beginning that, like you say, you got to build them up to
Yeah.
make them feel like they can be a success. But once you see them get it, man, you should see like them kids, the glow on them. Like when they successful, like whoa.
Yeah, man, because I did some tutoring for W.A. Perry when I was in
Hmm.
college, and just interacting with the students, and that first day of tutoring, it's kind of standoffish and kind of shy, but once I brought it out of them, man, them kids was showing me stuff. I was like, wow.
Yep. 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 It became a partnership.
Exactly, exactly. Did you have teachers who were influential when you were in school, especially like in math?
And not in math, I can't say in math. I was in a mentorship group with it was called the Kappa League. It was under a man named Mr. Franklin Smalls. And when I say and I was in that group since seventh grade till I graduated high school.
Wow. Okay.
So he had a big impact on me, and it was like throughout the whole time I was in there, it stayed like 15 people. So when seniors graduate, he'll bring in more seventh graders. Every time a group graduate, he'll bring in more kids. So it became a brotherhood. So we kind of looked out at each other, pushed each other to be successful, and he was always in our ear, just telling us like, y'all gonna be successful. Like if you got somebody constantly doing that, constantly telling you like the world can't stop you. Like you gonna do numbers. You gonna be big time. Like even from a small town like Walterboro, but you having somebody selling you big dreams from seventh grade on up. So
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to be a failure.
Boy, you ain't lying about that, man. That's wow. Okay. So is that how you got into mentorship yourself because you were exposed to it?
Yes, that's how me and my cousin, his name Johnny Deere. We both was in Kappa League. He 3 years behind me though, but we came through Kappa League together. And he moved up here to Columbia. Me and him actually moved up to Columbia together. And like it might have 5 years ago, we were sitting in the garage and we was like, man, we got to get back. We was like, we got to get back in our life. And we just like, oh, you remember how Smalls did us? We need to do the same thing for some kids around here. So the thing is with that is a lot of mentorship group, they mentor kids in elementary, and then they elementary drop them off, and then they get another group, another mentor service in middle
Yeah.
school. Then they drop them out, and then high school. And they ain't really hardly any in high school. So that's why we want to do the same thing like it was in Walterboro, where you take them from the middle school area. So from we started fifth grade, and now this is our third year. So now a lot of them, we had fifth, sixth, and seventh graders when we first started. So now we got 10th, ninth, and eighth graders. So we got a good group. They done been with us for 3 years, and we do a lot of stuff. We bring in speakers to talk to them. Every year we have a youth summit where we bring in other groups, other youths around the Richland County area just to come in. We have motivational speakers come there. We have different workshops the kids do just to build them up and stuff like that. And the boys, at the end of every year in April, at the end of our fiscal year in April, we always take them out of the state, like somewhere on a trip. Like so, we took them to Carowinds, John C. Smith, and we stayed there for the weekend. The next year we went to Atlanta, and this year we are taking them to Orlando. So yeah, so we going to Orlando. We going down to Bethune Cookman. Then we gonna go to the beach because some of them ain't never been to the beach. And then we actually going to Orlando to the theme parks. I think it's gonna be I don't forgot which one we taking them to, but we taking them to a theme park. So that's their culminating trip. That if they come to the different activities and stuff throughout the year,
Yeah.
then they get to go on the culminating trip. All expenses paid. Like they don't pay for anything in our group. Anything.
Man.
Everything is paid for.
Hey, I just want to say thank you for giving back and giving back at the level that you've been giving back. Because I never thought about that until you said it just now, how they go from different mentor groups and then they dropped off and picked up by somebody else. And by the time kids get to middle school, they don't have the mentorship programs anymore.
So one thing that we do like that our the boys come from all different walks of life. So you got single family homes, you got both parents home, you got grandma raising them, you have kids that are got money, and then kids that are impoverished. So you got a different mixture of kids in the group, and then they got different learning styles. So you got all that together with a group of 15 boys, but they actually becoming like brothers. Just to see them now talking, forming groups and stuff like that within the group, like that's dope.
Yeah, I went to Mega Sci-Fi had a summer camp I went to, and just that time during the summer, like I knew some of the guys anyway, but still, like it was some guys I didn't know, but we, formed like a bond, and we took an out of town trip. That was pretty dope, just to get out and be somewhere else. So I can understand, like, just by just going somewhere else, the impact that can make. And then you all are going out of state because there's a lot of kids who don't go anywhere further than the town they live in, the city they live in. And that's just a reality. And it's hard for people to understand that when you're telling them that, because they think about their experiences, how they went all these different places when they were kids and going here and traveling there, and family members live in different states and they visit them all the
Mhm.
time. But everybody doesn't have that experience.
Right. Cause it really opened my eyes. One time I was taking two of my boys home one day, and I just I can't think of the community that's across from Keenan, but it's in the gated community crossing Keenan.
I know he's talking
So
about. I can't remember the name, but
they
yeah,
actually live down the road from that. But I went through there and showed them like them houses and showed them, African American people living like this.
yeah,
And it was just eye opening, like just to hear them talk in the back, they was like, ooh, boy, they probably got their own room. And then another thing that hit me was they was like, Mr. Allen, ain't none of these people around here got cars with rims on it, no big cars or nothing. I say, no, they don't live like that. If you living like this,
no,
that ain't a priority that you get.
it's
You don't
not.
show your money or how much you have by putting rims and stuff on your car. So it was just eye
Nope.
opening that they live 10 minutes down the road, but they never thought black people live like that, that were
And
successful.
that,
And this is
yeah,
Columbia,
right, right up the
right
street.
up the street.
Because that I can't remember the name of that neighborhood. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I remember some years ago I found out about it my first time riding through, and I was like, wow, black people live here.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is crazy. And then to find out that that is land that like the clan used to own, and so that make it even a bigger
Wow.
wow.
So
Yeah,
just
that
so those type
yeah,
of
go ahead.
experiences just it's so eye opening. Like when we took them to Atlanta, stuff that they ain't never seen before like that. So some of my boys done saw that, but some haven't. So it just was
Yeah.
just, and we went to the stadium. They took a tour of the Mercedes Benz Stadium, and yeah. So they had a great time there.
I hadn't even been there yet. I rode past it, but I had I haven't been there yet. Hey, that's pretty dope, man. So you talked about in your program you have different guest speakers and different groups come together. Like, how important was it for you to have different guest speakers and not just you guys just talking to them all the time? Was that what you all intended to do from the beginning, or is that something you experienced? Like, what was the idea behind
The
that?
ideal is that you don't want to just be the only person speaking into they in their ears. So if you hearing it from several different other people, like how great you can be, or about different challenges and how you get past these challenges, how you overcome obstacles, like then they see like, oh man, it's not just me going through this, or it's not just Mr. Allen. It's somebody else he brought in. So I had people come in from the service, my homeboy that rock from the military, come in and just talk to them about stuff like in the service, how to be a
Yeah,
man and stuff like that. So I just bring in like Tucker. Tucker is another person I had to come in. Just a couple of people I come in, just have come in so they can hear it differently and see it differently from somebody else's perspective, and somebody that done walk a different walk in life than the person that they used to, which is me. So now bringing in somebody that had a different walk in life, but they still have some of the same struggles, and they still tell you how to overcome them, how to be a better person.
man, that's dope. I'm gonna tell you, like, I didn't, and this is crazy that I didn't realize this till a couple of years ago, but I don't know if somebody asked the question or I was just thinking, but I realized like I didn't have a black male teacher until college. And I'm just sitting there like, that's crazy when I think about it. Like, I had an assistant principal,
Right.
but that was about it. It wasn't like classroom time. And I was just like, I wonder if I saw that, because I come from a family full of educators, so I guess it's kind of different for me not being a teacher, but I wonder if that would influence me to become a teacher if I saw that. And then also, like, I took teacher cadets in high school. Can't even remember why I took it, but I really enjoyed it. Like, we used to go to the elementary school and middle schools and put together a lesson plan and teach kids and stuff. And like for the small age kids, we would read books and things like that. And I thought it was pretty cool, but I just had my mindset on not being a teacher. So I always wonder if I saw that growing up, would that have, influenced my decision to become a teacher or not?
That is true. Like when you said that, I didn't have any either. I didn't have any African American males as teachers needs coming up. So if I didn't become unemployed, I probably wouldn't be a teacher.
that's a, that's a good point.
The
And
bill, hey, bills don't
yeah,
stop. You got to pay them bills. So
no, no, they don't. No, they don't. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, when I graduated from college, I went to school to. I had like a dual degree program where I was supposed to have a physics degree and also an engineering degree. I was supposed to have 3 years at Benedict and 2 years at another college of my choice. Well, not all of my choice, but it was like between. I think South Carolina State was on there, Clemson, Georgia Tech, and some other school. But A&T.
mm,
So man, my schedule kept getting messed up. Where like I would pre-register, right?
uh-huh.
Because they tell you to pre-register so you can get in this
You
class.
better.
Come back from the break. It's 3 classes that I need. The times done changed, and now they all at the same time. So now I'm having to drop classes, which had me being in like at Benedict for 4 years instead of 3. So I just changed my major to just physics because I'm like, I got to get out of here, man. Like honestly, I was tired of school since the 11th grade. But you know, I kept, making good grades, go and went to college, but I was just like, man, I gotta get out of here because I just can't do it. I changed my major and I was able to get out of there in 4 years. And, my thought was, okay, if I'm gonna end up being in school for 6 years anyway, then I'll just go to grad school for 2. Man, when I tell you when I was done, I was done. I didn't look back at school again.
Right. And you like me, like people be like, why you just don't go get your doctorate? I say, what? Go back to school? No. They
Hey,
no.
hey, you done did your
I
time,
done did
man.
my time. They had to give me an honorary doctorate because I'm definitely not going back to get no doctorate.
Yeah, I can't do it. Like anytime I hear about somebody going back to school or even going to get a master's or a doctorate, I'm like, hey, y'all my heroes because I don't want to write papers
No,
anymore. I don't want to. I can't do it, man.
definitely can't do it.
Man, you've been in education how many years now? You said about
22.
20. Whew,
So
man, it
yeah, this is my
that is a long, long
yeah,
time
this is my
to
23rd
say
year
that.
right here.
Yeah. So, like, do you have any stories or any times that, well, I'm pretty sure you have a lot of them, but that made you realize like this is where I'm supposed to be and everything happens for a reason?
Yeah, I remember I was at W.A. Perry and this little girl, whew, she was a terror. She was in my math class, but I had an opportunity at the beginning of the year to take her out my math class because she wasn't doing good in the class. So I had an opportunity. But me and her talked, and she was like, Mr. Allen, I'm gonna try my hardest. I ain't gonna give you an A, I ain't gonna give you a B, but I'm gonna try my hardest. And I told her, I say, that's all I need. I just need you to give your best. So me and her, by the end of the year, she passed her SC ready and she passed her Alvin one test. And that girl was basically took off out the class, running through the whole school. I'm talking about literally. It's like she
Yeah.
was running through the whole school, screaming, I passed, I passed, I passed, I passed. And she came back to me and she said, Mr. Allen, this is my 8th grade year, and this is the first time I passed any type of standardized test in South Carolina.
Wow.
And right then, I just knew I was like, ooh, I ain't going nowhere. I say moments like this would make you stay forever.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. You're a published author. You have several books. When did you get into writing books?
Now that's crazy because everybody asks me, says I do math. Like, what you doing writing books? And I'm gonna tell you, my first book came. I was the kids was taking a standardized test. Once again, the kids always do some type of influence. They was taking a standardized test, and after the test you can read books and stuff. And the kids were like, man, ain't no books about us, Mr. Allen. Ain't no books about us. I was like, how you mean all these books in the library? Man, they ain't talking about the real stuff. So they was like, so the kids was like, man, you need to write a book. You know about us. So that's my first 3 books came based off those kids in my
Yeah.
class. Like it's called Capers Middle School, the trilogy. So it's 3 books. And it's talk about a group of 5 kids. They go through all different obstacles like foster care, finding their identity, like getting bullied. But it's about them living in the hood, going through these type of stuff. But they wanted me to write a book about them, and that's what I did. I mean, I didn't rush it. Like it just came to me. It hit
Yeah.
me and was like, boom, this the title. This what you need to do. Boom, 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 boom. And that was the first 3. The rest of the books, because I got those 3. Then I wrote 1, 2, 3 more after that. 3 more after that. And those came with I wrote them with people, but I don't know. It seemed like I don't rush it. It just hits me, and then it'll tell me, like the spirit will tell me who I need to get to help write it. But
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
I already have the title, the formats, the chapter, like it's all given to me. Everything is given to me. It ain't no guessing. It ain't nothing. It tells me it outline, and then I need you to write this, and I go to writing, like, and it's just crazy. Like I don't know where it's come from, but when it hit me, it hits me.
When you started that first series of books, did you intend for it to be a trilogy, or is that something that just happened?
After I finished the first book, then it might have been like couple of months later, and like I say, it came to me in the dream. Say, all right, this is the name of the second book. This is what you go write in there. I'm telling you, just like that. And you know what? I don't question it. Like even
Yeah.
like the name of my company, I got Our Legacy, Building Legacy, Our Legacy. Like all three of them it was given to me. Like it wasn't me going out there and trying to figure out a name or anything. Like it came to me in a dream.
So that leads me to my next question. What does legacy mean to you?
It's basically when you leave this earth, you leave in a part of you that people is gonna always be remember. And it don't have to be monetary. It don't have to be physical. It can be something you said mentally, but you have impacted somebody life in a way that when you're gone, you always gonna be remembered.
Well said. Well said. You're definitely leaving a legacy with, man. Boy, I'm just sitting here just thinking about. I'm still on that how your three books came about.
Right. And the crazy thing is, like when I wrote my first couple of books, and I used to go back to state, like, and I tell people like, and they used to say, "You teach school? What? You wrote books? You wrote books? Like, like that's what I always say, man. Just lead me and I'll follow. That's my nightly prayer. Lead me and I'm gonna follow. So
Yes.
I don't know where I'm gonna get led at next, but I'm gonna follow.
Yeah. Hey, if you ask him to lead you, man, and you say you follow you, that's where all those things just pop up, man. We got to be willing to be like, hey, I'm here, Lord. I'm
Right. Oh
here.
yeah. Like right. When he asked when the books came about, the kids said it, and I'm like, yeah, all right. Y'all know I teach math. Y'all know I ain't go down write no book. But when I say
Right.
it hit me and like this is the title, this is the story, this is everything. Now write it. So now I don't even question because I know like I asked for him to lead me. So
Yeah. Yeah.
but when it come, it
Man.
come. When I say it might hit me 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm up to about 7 writing, straight writing.
Oh, man. Now you got me feeling bad because I done had some books downloaded to me, and I'm working on one of
All
them,
right.
but it's like just like two of them that I still got to get out there. Hey, it looks like this episode was for me. I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. The question I like to ask you, I like to ask all my guests, what's one thing about you that most people don't know that you wish more people knew, if anything?
I go hard for people I love.
And by your accolades and the things that you do, we can tell that you love your students, man. I believe strongly that there are a lot of kids that are doing good things. There are a lot of kids that are, I mean, doing some really dope stuff, but they don't get that spotlight like the kids that aren't doing good things. If people believe all of what they saw in the news and stuff, they would think that Richland County is just full of a bunch of just reckless
Right.
teenagers that just don't care. But that's not how it is, man. It's a lot of kids that are doing things because they have people, they have their parents and stuff, but they also have people outside of their family like you that care about them. Because a lot of times things don't get through our heads, even as adults, unless somebody else says it.
Right.
Like your family could tell you stuff and you just be like, yeah, yeah, whatever. But then you hear it from somebody else, it's like, man, that make a lot of sense. And then your people be looking at you like, hey, I was telling you that all
Told you
these
the
years, and
same
now all of a
thing.
sudden you want to listen? Yeah, because Mr. Allen told you that now it makes sense.
Yeah. That's how I be too. That's just how I be too sometimes.
You do something on social media that I think is pretty dope. Mr. 26, where did you come up with that concept?
Mr. 26 came from every 26 seconds a student drop out of school. They give up on education. So when I do my presentations, I have the crowd stand up. When I go do presentations, I have them stand up and we count the 26 together. And then I tell them sit down. Then we start over, count the 26 together. I tell them sit down. Then count the 26 together. I sit down. I'm just telling one person at a time. And in the crowd, they like, what is he doing? Why he just sitting down certain people? And then I hit him with every 26 seconds, a student drops out. Look how fast a person sat down in this room. Now it is on us to save these kids. We ain't gonna save all, but if you can't impact at least one to stop them from change their mind from making a bad decision, because they'll say school ain't for everybody, but kids will find a reason if you give them a reason.
That's true.
You got to give them a reason, and it can't be just this book. It can't be just this book. That can't be the reason. Sometimes kids will come to school just because of you, just because of you. So that's where Mr. 26 came from. So what I do now is I just drop knowledge about just motivational speaking, and it's short
Yeah.
and to the point. It used to be 26 seconds long, but like when I get it, like I say,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
spirit when he hit me, and
Yeah.
people ask me like, and the crazy thing is, like, I was in the gym one day, and one of my former students, he came up to me. He was like, "Yo, Mr. Allen," he was like, "Yo, you ain't put out a Mr. 26 in a minute." And I'm like, you know about that?" He was like, "Whoa, a lot of us know about that." That went to school.
Wow.
Yeah. He's like, people don't be liking or doing all this other stuff, but he say, "Oh, we listen to it. We listen to it." So I was like, "Whoa, y'all, people be really listening to it." And he
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah, a lot of us listen to your 26." And I have other people like one of my homeboys. I was at a Christmas party, and he was like, "Yo, man, I be showing it to the youngest at work. I show them your video when you drop one." Talking about, "Boo, but you be taking so long to drop it." And like I tell people, when it comes to me, that's when I drop it. Like it's nothing I
Yeah.
force. It's nothing that is, oh, I got to make this up for the day to be a content creator or anything like that. No, it just, when it hits me, and I'm like, oh, all right, that's it right there. I might type it in my phone, and I'm like, oh, all right. So yeah, that's way 26. So I just use my platform, my Facebook and TikTok, and just to drop a little bit of knowledge, and that's why it's called Mr. 26. Just because every 26 seconds somebody drop out. So my thing is, if I throw out a word or something, they might, ooh, somebody that was about to give up on life or give up on life going too hard, or a child about to stop going to school or anything, they'd be like, oh, dog, that meant for me. So that's the biggest thing when people be hitting me back up and like, "Bo, that right there was for me today. What you said today, that was for
Yeah.
me." I was like,
Yeah.
"Dang, that's what's up."
Yeah.
So yeah,
Hey, I can say a couple of those were for me too. And you brought up a very good point. People are watching and they're showing people, because a lot of times some people get caught up into what like the metrics say and who's actually watching it, but you don't know who has their phone showing it to somebody else. And a lot of people go off likes. And I try to tell people this all the time, like, people are watching your stuff. Some people just don't hit the like button, but they're watching it.
right.
Like something you said is so impactful that you might have them just sitting there like just contemplating like life in general or the choices they're making. And they don't have time to be thinking about hitting a like or a comment. So you can't be focused on that type of stuff. And also another thing I like that you said is that you don't try to force it. A lot of people succumb to the pressure of trying to do stuff all the time. Like, okay, I got to do this every Monday, or I got to do this every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or I got to do this every day. But sometimes you don't have anything to say, and that's cool. So hey man, if that's how it works for you, you still have that impact and it's still going. You don't have to follow a schedule. It's like it happens at the right time.
Right.
When it hits you and you drop it, that's when the people who it's going to come across, that's when they need it.
That's when they need it the most. That's when they need it.
So let the people know how they can contact you, how they can reach out to you, support you in any way. Just to let the people know how they can reach you.
So I'm old school because look, when I I tell people when I got my first email, I was in college at South Carolina State. So
Hey,
I
me
still
too.
got that email. So it's ALVN at Hotmail. So it's Alvin Allen without the I in my
Okay.
first name. And then my other one with my companies is iLegacy. So it's ILEGACYED at gmail.com.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
I'm on social media as Al Allen, and on TikTok as Mr. 26, Al Allen Mr. 26.
Okay. And let the people know how they can get your books.
Oh, they on Amazon, but I always tell people I keep books. So if you want a signed copy or something like that, but you can get them off of Amazon, all of them off Amazon. But if you want a signed copy, just hit me up and I'll send it to you.
Okay. All right, people. I'm gonna have the information in the show description. So make sure you buy those books. Make sure you hit Alvin up. But hey, before we get out of here, give us a little taste of Mr. 26.
Yo, 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 yo. I know it's been a minute, but this is Mr. 26 coming back at you. And today, I just want to tell everybody, sow a seed. Sow a seed in somebody. Somebody need it. Sometimes they're going through things and they just need it. So I always say, even though your cup may be half full, pour a little water in somebody else's cup. Theirs might be on empty. Yours might be half full, but that little drip you get them might make this through the day. So just sow a little seed, put a little something in their cup. Yo, Mr. 26 out. Loved by many, followed by a few. I'm out.
Thank you. I appreciate you for coming on. And to my listeners, as always, remember, keep pushing forward. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Brown Sugar Cafe podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Terrence P. Elmore, and this is the place where poetry meets conversation. Hit that follow button and turn on your notifications so you won't miss an episode. Check out my blog, thebrownsugarcafe.blog. Also connect with me on Instagram at thebrownsugarcafe. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and as always, remember, keep pushing forward.